What's up guys, this is Sean and welcome back to the iherng podcast, and this episode is brought to you by The Makeover Guys. They are a property solution company that helps property owners or investors to furnish their property. So it depends on what's your intent. Is it for own stay or is it for investment? And this is a special shout out for those who are actually having restriction in your financial situation. You didn't really budget enough for your property, thinking that, oh, buy property, don't need money one, right? Actually, they have the installment plans available. But that indirectly also shows their credibility within the market, to an extent where banks also recognize their legacy and history already. Anyway, most of my own properties are all furnished by them, so I do recommend them. If you're interested, link down below. And today we will answer a question from email. This is from ED. Dear iherng, first of all, I would like to thank you very much for all the educational videos out there regarding property financial issues. Have been binge watching all of your videos and learning a lot from it. As of now, I would like to ask for your advice and suggestion in starting over. I have no one to share and talk to about this issue. You can address me as ED. Backstory. Dad made the decision into getting a 675,000 loan in my name right after I matured with CGC, which is a credit supplementation institution, to fund his business 20 years ago. It failed and backfired. Long story short, I am a bankrupt with this huge sum of debt. Current, as of July 2024, I am finally released from the bankruptcy with documents from insolvency. Clean slate as of now, but still need to wait for a year for the system to clear my name. My main intentions as of now are to raise my credit score back to a healthy level. I just recently went to the only bank which lets me have a saving account with them for incoming salary purposes and try to apply for a personal loan. Please take note that my only intentions are to raise my credit score to a healthy level to buy property, vehicles, and etc. It got rejected. An officer said that it will take me 12 months in order to be cleared of everything in the system. I am 41 years old and my current take-home pay would be 4,007 after deductions. Commitments will be 800 for a car in my wife's name, rental 1,002, water utility bills 200, wife's credit card loan outstanding about 30,000, paying minimum 1,005 a month, wife insurance about 200, groceries about 400, petrols about 300. Basically left with negatives. My main questions for you will be: number one, how to raise my credit score more efficiently? Banking officer said personal loan is the best because it's unsecured loan for future decisions. Should I wait for a year in order to apply for a personal loan for a sum of 20,000? Officer's recommendation to start credit score with 20% interest rate of 7 years. Bank officer said can settle early after 6 months. Number 3, my main preferred goal is to loan 30,000 from bank to settle all of my wife outstanding, stress because of this, and cancel all credit cards. And just worry about the car loan and the rest. Is it viable? Number 4, what steps should I take and how do I start over and what should I do? I am really stressed out and lost and contemplating to take my life as I have no guidance and hope. It's really stress and the stress is killing me. I apologize in advance if this seems not to be the right place to ask this question, but both my wife and I have no savings left and struggling every single month. I don't know where else to go. Have tried forums and advice from family and friends, but they don't know how to give a correct and proper way to restart. No cash to hire a financial planner, etc. I thank you from the bottom of my heart if you are reading this. Just need a professional, correct advice. Sorry to be a bother, sir. Best regards, ED. PS. Keep up the educational videos. You are inspiring and hopefully one day I could at least own a property for my wife, as she's the real MVP in still being with me knowing my predicament. I owe it to her and God. Thank you once again. Whoa. Whoa, bro. ED. Okay, ED, first of all, chill, relax, okay? Anything can settle it, okay? So, wow, this is intense. So just trying to get the context right. Your dad took a business loan on your name and it failed. So you are in debt until lately of last month, on July 2024, it's all clean. Now you need about 12 months in order for you to be clear so you can take a personal loan to raise your credit score. And your monthly pay is 4,007. So your commitment is 800 plus 1,002 plus 200 plus minimum payment for the outstanding loan 1,005, which is 37. Wife insurance is about 200, which is 39, plus grocery 43 plus petrol 47, basically left with negatives. First of all, right, the main lesson that this email can teach everybody is never give out your name, even to your most loved ones, right? For loan purposes. Like, hey, and most of us will have that one relative, right? Hey, I want to buy a new car, but my name cannot qualify for a loan. Can I pinjam your son's name so I can buy the car? Don't and never do this kind of thing. Because even if, like, the dad make a loan on 675,000 on his name and he's bankrupt, right? Why should your son pay for your mistake? Right? Like, I'm okay lah. So now it's like me lecturing your father, but I would. Now, what's the worst thing that can happen to a business? The business failed, and you at least start from zero instead of now being negative for so long. And most of the time, right, before you give out name or you want to share name to buy something, take a loan or whatsoever, or be a guarantor, right? Why would people get rejected on loans? Income tak cukup, right? Insufficient income. So insufficient income means two things. One is really your pay is very low, like your income is very low, therefore you are over gearing. You are buying something that you are not supposed to take. When Bank Negara rejects you on your loan application means that even the system thinks that you don't have the ability to pay back the loan. So that's number one. Number two is they are avoiding tax. They have all the money in cash. Don't know how they go do it. There are a lot of ways to do it. But they just refuse to pay tax. Therefore, their official income is insufficient, but they have loads of cash to do transactions anyway. So they just want to pinjam your name. They want to buy a car and take a loan or whatsoever. No. So whether you got money or not, right? Lending money to friends and family, it's a big no. But if you were to give out to families, right, or for your loved ones, just expect it as an expense, right? Just give it up and don't expect anything. So you will feel better one, actually. And I feel very, very sad because 20 years until 41, only he gets his freedom back. Wow, and when you are bankrupt, it is very, very inconvenient. Means within the formal financial system, you cannot have a savings account, you cannot have any loan facility, financing facilities and things like that. In other words, it means that like now, in order to get credit card, to get housing loan, to have a credit score, is actually a very, very good thing. And many people do not understand that actually, like the fact that your income is recognized by the formal financial institutions, it means you are way ahead of a lot of people already. So now, for the past 10 to 15 years, right, he will be using his wife's name to do everything. Even when you are applying for jobs, right, if you notice, are you a bankrupt? Have you bankrupt before? And next to that, do you have any criminal records lah? So these are things that people also want to know in a working space before they were to hire you. So this really leaves a very, very bad mark on the record. And personally, I feel very, very angry at Edie's father. Well, that's another whole topic for another day, where why you start a business by taking such a massive loan in the first place. But before we move on, right, something very important is, especially for all property investors, like if you have bought or you equip yourself with a lot of properties already, please do ensure they have the relevant insurance. Yeah. The worst thing when you invest in properties is when anything happens to us as the main owner, please do not have our next of kin or our loved one to bear all the responsibilities. Please don't do things like this, right? Please be a responsible investor, responsible owner, responsible person. You know, Buddha, right? Like my kid will inherit, wow, suddenly I got 5 million worth of debt. So please always include the MRTA, the MLTA, whatever takafu, whatever kind of life insurance that can cover your housing loan. Please do take that into the calculation of affordability. If you cannot afford or you're trying to avoid the payment for insurance and you're having a tough time to pay for them, it means that you cannot really afford a property anyway. The whole point of property investment is to let money work for us, to build a portfolio for our next generation, and there are actually ways to protect them against all those debt. Take note, yeah? Take note. So let's get into the question, okay? So question 1, how to raise my credit score more efficiently for future decisions. So since, like, based on my own experience of going into AKPK, so for those who are not clear of the context, AKPK is an agency formed by Bank Negara to help people restructure loans, mainly credit card debt. So what they do is usually they will just freeze whatever amount. Instead of the bank charging 18% of the existing amount, they will just fix into an amount that is lower, like 3 to 5%, and you pay off whatever that's outstanding for the next 8 or 10 years. So suddenly you have an opportunity to settle the whole situation instead of your debt being compounding with 18% interest month after month, month after month. So after I get out of AKPK, there will be this release letter. A lot of people who don't know this, like if you come out from a very bad situation, it needs to be recognized. There needs to be a formal letter saying that, oh, now Sean is okay already, then banks now can actually loan him money. Okay, that letter is very, very important, and I like that you actually highlighted, so you have documents from insolvency already. That's good. And now they ask you to wait for 12 months. My opinion, just wait lah. Since you already wait for 20 over years already, another 12 months won't do anything ma. And what's the rush? And that is also indirectly question number 2. Should I wait for a year in order to apply for a personal loan of sum of 20,000? The officer's recommendation to start raising credit score with 20% interest rate of 7 years. Bank officers said can settle early after 6 months. Bro, so now, right, the best way to solve your problems is to just stay status quo. Like, what's the rush? I don't understand what's the rush. Like, do you even hear yourself or not? 20% interest rate for 7 years leh. 20% eh, bro. You know housing loan is how much or not? 4%. So, okay, ED, my suggestion is first to understand, get yourself educated first on what are all these things, okay? What is personal loan? What is hire purchase? What is housing loan? What is student loan? What's the difference between calculation of all? Like, is it the same between a hire purchase 5% and a housing loan 5%? Are the calculation method the same? No, it's not. And when you look at all the interest rate, and then you look into FD, if you were to put an amount into FD, right, how much is the interest? 3.8. Maybe if you have a lot more money, then it's about 4%. And it's already so difficult, right? If you put into APF, it's like 5%. Now you are thinking of getting a personal loan just to raise your credit, and you want to do that by paying 20% interest rate, bro. And in my opinion, this officer also should get penalized. If you have watched the previous episode also, like, once you understand all these different financial products provided by the bankers, ultimately they are a salesman. They are not your friend. Okay, they are not there to help you get out of trouble. If you take personal loan from them, they get a commission from it. And that's the worst, right? Like, if you think you just get out of insolvency, right? Meaning you are a fresh slate, everybody still kind of worry, I don't know whether this guy can make it or not, right? Out of so many different financial products, right, why they let you take personal loan? Why is personal loan the easiest to obtain? Because it's the most lucrative one of all for them. They are there to earn your money, bro. Question 3. My main preferred goal is to loan 30,000 from the bank to settle off my wife's outstanding loan and cancel all credit cards. Just worry about the car loan and the rest. Is this viable? Technically, based on the interest rates, right? Meaning if you were to take a personal loan at 8% to settle the outstanding credit card loans at 18%, you save about 10% interest just on interest alone, right? It makes sense. But at 20% that a bank officer actually tells you, right, is higher than the credit card interest leh. And that's how actually banks evaluate. Like, for those who are actually watching this, who are buying a property, right, sometimes when we say that your profile not nice enough, right, it doesn't mean that you are just rejected upfront. It means that your interest rate will be higher. The loan tenure, instead of 35 years, I will give you 25 years. It's just banks showing their lack of confidence in lending you the money. Okay, this one is the same. So now interest rate, right, like 20% eh, crazy leh. So now, right, it feels that you are trying to cancel all credit cards with the expectation, if not mistaken, because I've been there also, you may now at this stage think that the credit card is the culprit. right? Credit card ruined my life. Is that true? Actually, right, if you think about it, if you do not have the credit card, you couldn't even roll until today. Okay, so credit card, for those who know how to use it, it's perfect, it's convenient. But now the problem is not having the credit card, is that you couldn't afford. It's just shifting from a credit card debt into a personal loan debt. By doing this, right, it doesn't mean you don't have to pay anything, right, you know. So the best way to calculate this is for personal loan. For personal loan, after you take it, what's your monthly repayment? Versus the credit card, what's your monthly repayment? But if the option of early settlement for the personal loan is a selling point, bro, credit card also can early settle one, and that would be a better option actually. So personally, I don't think that your personal loan at 20% interest for 7 years is going to help you with your credit card debt. It's just shifting from one problem to another problem. You are not resolving the problem at all. Just that it's a different name altogether only, meaning now the credit card is not under your name, meaning the wife does not have outstanding 30,000, but you having outstanding 30,000 personal loan. Is that what you want? It's just right pocket, left pocket one, but now you owe people money, it's just different person owing only. Bad idea, bro. Bad idea. Number 4, this is the one that is massive, right? What steps should I take and how do I start over? Because you're contemplating on taking your life. Bro, this one, right? This is heavy. This is very heavy. But first of all, just to clarify everything, I'm not a financial planner. I don't have any certification on this. This is just speaking from experience because I've been there as well. I got myself into a very bad property investment. So for every 28 of the month, when my salary is in 29, my saving account left with 280 ringgit because that's all I can afford to live with, and paying all the housing loan that is insufficient. So I got like 4 or 5 outstanding amounts that time. I can only pay 2. So I will owe 3 at one moment of time for the entire year. And I also even went to AKPK and they think that I was a joke because they don't really help with housing loan. They are more focused to credit card debts and personal loan, which is the 2 worst form of loan that is affecting Malaysians. So what I'm trying to say is, first, to be accountable, to have accountability of the issue, because that's the first step, right? You gotta empower yourself to resolve the problems first. Okay, second thing, you need to be grateful, bro. Like, at least like you are 41, it's not the end of the world. Most of us will live until 81, 90, 100. I aim to live longer lah. It's not the end of the world. Having outstanding 30,000 on credit card, right, and basically left with nothing by the end of the month, not the end of the world. Because there's a lot of things that can tweak. Ultimately, the main thing is to start your day with positivity. Right? Instead of blaming yourself, why I cannot afford to pay, why I am so useless, why I have a father like that, your brain will automatically answer your negative questions. So now, after feeling grateful because you still have your wife with you, you should work really hard to get out of this situation. And the only way to do that is 2 things, right? Number 1 is to increase income. It's a very cliche thing. But the second thing is to reduce expenses. The main issue here is the expectation of the duration to solve the issue. You get into this massive situation within how many years? Maybe 8 to 10 years time, right? And suddenly in 1 month time, you want to gao dim everything. Bro, not real, man. It's like I got fat in 20 years, suddenly in 2 months, I want to slim down. Same issue. So you get into a lot of problems. But what if you want to get out of that in 2, 3, maybe 4 years time? By the time you are still 45 years, and if you're perfectly healthy, you can still go and do your thing, right? So let's align all the expectation first. Start every day by being grateful. You have a wife that you love next to you. You can see why an email to me means you got internet. Everything is all well done. Just that this is entirely up to your control, right? Instead of asking yourself, why am I this, why am I that? Ask the right questions, like how do I settle the credit card issue? Okay, let's just work on that first. First question you need to ask yourself, right? How to increase your take-home pay. So now it's 4,700 after deductions. I don't know what kind of work it is, right? But is your wife working? You didn't put in here, so I assume she's not. Maybe is it because of a kid? Do you have children? The details are not included in the email. And since you are already paying 800 for the car, may I suggest to work overtime in Grab driving, right? After your work time, before work or after work, drive Grab. Then if your wife is not working, may I suggest her to go and get a job? It sounds cruel, but the objective is to get out of that, right? And commitments for a car is about 800. I don't know what car it is for 800, but the amount is actually higher than my car payment every month. So I don't know what car you are driving. Is there a possibility of downgrading the car? Drive an old car instead. Or it's already an old car, I'm not too sure, right? But what I'm trying to say is you already have this 800, might as well use it to the max, right? If your wife don't want to work also, maybe you can start fetching kids to school. Then you collect more kids, then you start charging money. Extra 500 can go a long way now, right? Rental is 1,200. Is it possible to rent a room? Right? Can it be 800? Or is this just a room rate? I am not too sure. And if you notice the pattern, right, it's just further clarifying on the expenses. Like if rent is 1,200, right, why must it be 1,200? Because we rent in this location, must you be in that location? Can it be different location? Or can it be a smaller location? Or can it be further so you can take the train instead of driving so your wife can use the car to drive, Grab or whatsoever? You get what I mean? Then outstanding loan of 30,000. So this is the one that we're trying to resolve. Minimum payment is 1,500 a month, which is a lot. And if you don't do anything, right, it's going to be 1,500 and it's getting worse. So one suggestion is maybe like your wife can go to AKPK to just kind of freeze this amount first and start having a long-term repayment plan just to secure this. So instead of letting the interest compound, right, you can go and check out AKPK website. But personally, I don't think you need to just yet. There are a lot of things that you can still think about, like the insurance of 200 plus per month. Again, at these extreme situations like mine, when I was in that very terrible condition, I give up all my insurance. I was uninsured. And this is the beautiful part of Malaysia. So we have the public health sector that is excellent. If there's anything, you just go to Klinik Kesihatan, the public one, or you go to government hospital. Of course, there will still be fees, but at least it's not going to be so high, right? So what do you do with all the extra savings here and there? All plow back to the credit card debt. And these are the things that only you know the extremes of it. And the final thing, right, like the goal is to buy a property for your wife, right? I admire that one actually, and I seriously hope that you can achieve it, but that's not the ultimate goal right now, bro. So just in conclusion, the goal is to raise credit score so you can get personal loan, or you want to take the personal loan so you can raise your credit score. No, I think this bank officer also tak boleh pakai one. Because why do you... If they ask you to wait for 12 months, just wait for 12 months until the day where you got enough pay slips and they approve your credit card. That's the day where you have credit score. Use credit card, right? Means after for a year, then you go to the banks and ask for a credit card and they give you and approve your credit card. That's the day where now it's time, right? So now you are in the right path. That's one. Don't take the personal loan just to resolve your wife's credit card debt. No, if you really cannot survive because of the credit card debt, you can go to AKPK, but they will freeze your card. Means from now on, your wife cannot have credit card anymore. So what if there are emergency within the month itself? So if you suddenly need 400 here, 500 there, but you got no savings, no money, how? It still falls back to the credit card, right? So it's actually a good thing that to have the credit card for flexibility purposes, not for luxury lifestyles, yeah? And at this point, luxury is different for you. Like eating out might be a luxury. Go drink Coffee Bean or go drink Starbucks is a luxury at this point of time. Okay, so I disagree using your personal loan to settle the credit card debt of your wife. It's just shifting the credit over. Just think like the 30,000 is yours, or you want to share how 15. It depends on how you perceive the issue, okay? But most of all, the most important thing here is to address your mind. I know it's hard, I know it's tough, but get away, get out of the victim mindset. You are not a victim here. You have absolute control in the situation. The fact that you have a 4,007 pay, not too bad, ma. So instead of asking yourself like why you're in the situation, your brain will automatically in default give you stupid answers. Don't listen to your brain, okay? Wake up every day, have a ritual like I'm thankful for my wife, I'm thankful for having a healthy body to conquer the challenge. Then start asking yourself, How can I earn extra 500 a month? How can I increase income? How can I reduce expenses, right? Can I drive Grab at night so that I can earn extra 300 to 400 a month? Instead of there sitting thinking about the issue, then you get very depressed, then you go and eat more, you drink more, you have way more bad habits because of that. Not helping at all. The only way to resolve a matter is by taking massive actions. Not just thinking about the problem, yeah? Just like for the car, for the lifestyle and things like that. Then is it possible to just surrender the insurance policy for now, see what's remaining? Because I don't even know what policy that you guys are having. Maybe if you surrender, there's a minimum value within and you use that to settle a credit card first, then work very hard, be very patient, and if there's anything, right, just leverage on the public healthcare until when it's all resolved, you're 45, your wife may be younger, I'm not too sure, then you can insure yourself again later. And I'm not too sure within the other audiences, anyone who is a certified financial planner that can help out ED here, maybe you can comment or you can write me an email so I can just redirect your email to them and sort them out, help them. That would be great. But I'm just very upset with Edie's father, right? First of all, it's very irresponsible. Very geram, right? The second thing I'm geram of is the bank officer that's advising you on this. But by the fact that you already acknowledge all this issue, the fact that you can write out, itemize everything so clearly, right? You already know the issue, and knowing the issue is half solving it already, bro. The only thing now is you want it to be resolved in a very short period of time, which is going to lead you into more problems. So now is to just have patience. Now if you were to just stay status quo, meaning like nothing changed, right? Nothing changed for now, and just every month you negative 200, negative 100, sometimes you got surplus, you put back into the debt, you can still live life one. Nothing is wrong. It's not the end of the world. It's only a problem if you have ultra high expectation of getting a property for her now by resolving everything within 2 years time. Then it's going to be an issue. Problems always occur when we try to shortcut any process. And usually scammers can smell your desperation one. So just chill, bro. 12 months, then 12 months. What's the problem? Nothing wrong. Instead, work very hard, prove to your boss that you're worthy, actively ask for a promotion, or if you are really that good, the competitor of your boss might see potential in you, then you can jump ship, then you got a higher income, or after Chinese New Year you got bonus, then you use the bonus to settle the debt. It's not the worst, bro. So just be patient. This is not worth taking your life, right? It's not fair to your wife. Your wife is rooting for you already. So please take care, have patience, and you can do it, bro. You can do it. Like judging based on the email, you just need a person to kind of acknowledge you that you can. So first, be your own fan. Believe in yourself first. You can. And I guess that's all for this episode. Very heavy for the others, right? Suddenly like, whoa, this is not a property thing, right? But I guess it's the logic, the way of problem solving, the mindset of getting through this. Like if you think you can, you can. If you think you cannot, you are also right, you cannot. So might as well think that we can, right? And for the other audience also, this shows that how fortunate most of us are that just by having a steady job and having credit, having the qualification to qualify for loans, right? Wow, this we take for granted one. Whereas it's a luxury for others. Right? Suddenly the entire perspective will change. And again, for those who have the means to help him or advise him or whatsoever, right? Please do comment below, then maybe we can connect or link up. So maybe that will be the direction of the community. We can help each other out, right? And for those who still have any questions regarding real estate, do just email me at TANIHERNG at gmail.com, or you can just DM me on Instagram, iherng. And I'll see you guys on the next one. Edie, take care, ciao.